Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? A Trizzy here. So, today I've got a Talon guide. Now, this is pretty much like an end of season one, so it's not going to be too long or extensive. I will be making a proper one once preseason starts so I can test out any sorts of item changes or any sorts of changes towards Talon or the game itself. But right now, this is just for anyone that wants to grind the end of the season, which, by the way, in my opinion, end of season climbs are always the worst just because you get a lot of people just trying to push up and that just results in a bit of toxicity. You also got a lot of elo boosters grinding out the last accounts to get people into gold, diamond, master tier, etc., etc. So usually the end of season one climb is just a bit of a iffy one, but right now I think I'm in diamond 4. I'm very close to diamond 3. I've been playing super well, but I've had a couple like losses here and there, which is kind of slowly adding up. But I just need to make sure I stay consistent because I've actually been playing pretty well the last, I'll say, 7 days or so. But anyways, with that being said, though, guys, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let's get straight on to the guide. So whenever I play Talon mid, usually for rune page, this is exactly what you're going to see almost every single game. And this fits my playstyle and how I play the game with Talon at the moment. So first and foremost, for the keystone, you want to take first strike. Now, this setup is very reliant on economy and basically trying to save and gain a lot of gold. Therefore, you'll be able to get your build quicker and therefore you'll be able to just one shot in the game. Now, with first strike, this enables you to not only still deal damage because it actually gives you 9% extra damage for a couple seconds, but also at the same time, once you dealt that damage, you then get gold based on that. So a lot of the time, let's say it's a level 6 and you just got your serrated dirk in lane, you go for a one shot, you kill the enemy laner, you get 300 gold, and then sometimes with first strike you can get anywhere between like 100 gold, I would say. But this is like early game. Late game you can get like 300 gold every combo. It's insane, and usually that's how I'm able to even sell boots and get my last time, if that makes sense. So yeah, first strike is going to be very important. It just helps with your economy. Every time you get a kill, you just basically get extra gold. Now magical footwear, same thought process. You get free boots, you get to use that 300 gold elsewhere in your build, and on top of that you get a nice little 10 extra movement speed, which will help with Talon's auto attacks because sometimes you can self stun if you use your Q in melee range, and just having that extra movement speed allows you to be placed into auto attack range if for whatever reason you don't get into auto attack range against your enemy. Now next rune is minion demoralizer. Now this is super important, guys, because when you're playing mid lane Talon and you're not able to one-shot the castaways, you basically put them at 1 HP, and because of that, you now can't walk up because your whole pressure is gone because you use W. If I just use W in lane, if I'm playing against someone like a Zed, for example, he knows he could just walk up because in order for me to get my full combo off, I need to use W. So for me, you have to take minion DMAT, and this will allow you to actually even one shot the wave at level 7 depending on how far ahead you're in the game. Let's say you get 2 kills and you recall, you'll be able to just get like triple longsword or something and just one shot the wave so easily. So I highly recommend taking minion Dermatalizer with this setup. Now there are places and like times in which you can one shot the wave without it, but more often than not, if the game's even, let's say you're 0-0-0 and you're level 9, you are not one shotting the wave. That's just how Talon's W works at the moment. Riot hasn't buffed Talon's W in a while, so until they make that change, I'm probably just going to be sticking with this rune specifically. Now, last but not least, in this tree, you want to take Cosmic Insight. This just works well with everything you do. Having more cooldown reduction just allows you to kind of spam your abilities a lot faster, and with Talon, your whole playstyle is just trying to one shot consistently and using your summoners to get kills. Now, speaking with summoners, I do want to quickly touch on this. Now, I have been doing a lot of Ignite TP setups in most of my games. If you guys look at my account and you look at my op.gg, you see that I pretty much run this every game. Now, with Cosmic Insight and Ionian, your TP and your Ignite is on a very short cooldown, much compared to the normal cooldown of the summoners I've just said. So having this rune plus Ionian makes a huge difference, okay? Now, onto the secondary rune tree. I take Domination and I take Sudden Impacts for the extra lethality, just for more damage, and then Treasure Hunter. Now, this Treasure Hunter rune, there is so many games I can count on top of my head where literally I get like, let's say 2 kills. Just give me 2 kills before 10 minutes, and with Treasure Hunter and First Strike, I'm just able to snowball out of control. Like, it's a very good rune for snowballing. I cannot stress this enough. The other runes like Ultimate Hunter, Ingenious Hunter, and Relentless Hunter, they're all good specifically with other builds or like just in general they're pretty decent. However, it's not enough where it's like, okay, I have to take it. With Ulti Hunter, your ult is already on a low cooldown, and if you really want to do a CDR build, you can just go Dustblade without Ulti Hunter and still have that short cooldown. In Genius Hunter, you don't really have a lot of, item procs or items that you can just use that are on cooldown. The only one that I can think on top of my head would most likely be just Ghostblade and Engine 9, and even then, you wouldn't really start a fight without it. So there's no point in having a Genius Hunter. And then obviously with Relentless Hunter, it's a very good rune. But if you're taking Ghostblade or if you have Ghost or whatever item, you don't really need Ghostblade unless you're trying to do a full lethality build. Like obviously Ghostblade with lethality is super super good because of the stats and the gold. But with the build I'm going to explain in a bit, I'll explain why, okay? And then for the minor runes, just take double adaptive and then either arm or MR against the opponent that you're playing against. Now for the build, this is super important, okay? So usually at level 1, I start either longsword or tear. Now if it's not a kill lane or a lane where you need to have pressure, so for example, let's say we're playing against Zed, I'll take longsword because I need pressure. If I don't take longsword, Zed's just going to outdamage me in every single part of the game, and it's just not going to be a fun time. However, in matchups where you just know you're not fighting the enemy at all, you can just get tier, start stacking it up, get the extra mana, and be able to use the wave clear from your mana to consistently get gold. And obviously with mini DMAT, as I explained earlier, it just makes the laning phase a lot easier. I know there's a lot of people in my comments here and there saying they have problems with mana management, but trust me guys, with Tear the Goddess and mini DMAT, you will not suffer any of those problems, okay? Now, once you get your first item, which will be Eclipse, you can then kind of diverge a bit. Now, I do want to touch on, a lot of people do like to take Ghostblade first item, but personally for me, there has been a lot of games where I can't afford to get Ghostblade first because I need to get Eclipse into something like Serpent's Fang if they have a lot of shields, or if I need to get a lot of armor pen early, what I can actually do is go Eclipse, Manamune into Black Cleaver, or Black Cleaver into Manamune. But then this is where Cielda kind of comes in clutch. If you feel like you're missing out a lot of damage, you just go Cielda full fight him. And because you have the extra AD bonus from Manamune, as well as the extra armor penetration and damage from Eclipse, which by the way, the Eclipse utility is very, very handy in team fights. The shield, the movement speed, the Omnivamp, it's is actually kind of clutch for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've experienced a lot of games where Eclipse has saved me compared to something like Prowler's Claw, where I just one shot the guy and sometimes even overkill him, and then I have nothing to kind of peel away. But with Eclipse, you still deal a lot of damage in general, and you have the 4% armor mythic, which scales really well into late game. So as Talon, even late game, you're still calm. Like it's not like you're losing out on damage or you're falling off in it. Okay, so once you got this, and this, the next item is completely up to you. Now, depending on the situation, 90% of my games I tend to get Edge at Night. I like Edge at Night, gives me extra health, which kind of works well with the Eclipse and Black Cleaver combo. And it also gives me the Spell Shield, so I'm not afraid of starting the team fight myself. There's been a lot of games, especially in my elo, where like, let's say I have to jump in and just try and start the fight because my teammates are either too scared or they're just too far behind. So whenever you play Talon mid, guys, if you're super ahead, you will have to take matters into your own hands sometimes. It's kind of unavoidable, but you just gotta have that, edge about yourself. Like you need to sometimes take initiative in it, and this is the reason why Edge Knight is super good. Now with the boots, obviously, like I said before, Ionian is going to be a preferred boots of choice. However, as you seen, or if you see my account, there are a couple games where I tend to go Merc Treads or Steel Caps, depending on the situation. For steel caps, if like four of the champions you're playing against are all AD, then you might want to go steel caps because you're going to benefit a lot. Same thing goes for merch treads as well, but obviously emphasis on the CC. Okay, don't just get it because it has MR. Get it because you need it for the CC. Okay. Now, for situational items, one of my favorite items that I like to go whenever I can and have the chance is Death Dance because it's super super broken. If you guys look at the pro players right now, any of the bruises that they pick, instant purchase. It's such a broken item, guys. I cannot stress it enough. Until Riot changes it in any shape or form, you really want to try and pick up this item whenever the opportunity arises. However, if the opportunity doesn't arises, then just stick to this normal build. Obviously, you got stuff like GA that you can take if you want. Um, A lot of people might try Axiom. Please, guys, if you're like, for example, bronze or silver, do not take this, even if the players are bad, because this item is just garbage on him. Don't do it. Collector, same thing. Don't do this. More Memories is okay if they have like 3 or 4, match dealing champions. Like, let's say they have at least LB and Rumble top lane, then of course this is going to be the smartest item you can pick up. Ravenous Hydra is what I always build. If let's say it's late game, I've got Elixir of Wrath and I've got enough, I can sell my boots and just go Ravenous Hydra and just have some insane damage spike. Because I'm not gonna lie, Ravenous Hydra is very much like having Death Cap if you're AP. So if you can get it, and it's like, let's say 45 minutes into the game, 100% get it. But side note, with the whole 45-minute thing, because you got First Strike and you got Treasure Hunter, and every time, let's say you're late game, like, let me see if I can show you how OP this Keystone can be. Where's the tower? Okay, there we go. So let's say it's late game. I need to level up as well. Level 18. So let's say it's level 18. This is how much gold you can get from First Strike. Like 350 gold. So you can, every time you just do a full combo, and even if you don't kill the person, let's say they have GA or they flash away or something, you'll be able to just keep doing that, and your ultimate's on such a low cooldown. At level 16, it's like bloody 32 seconds. Every 30 seconds, you can just keep doing that and just keep getting free gold. Like, it's so nice. But yeah, like, this is pretty much the build that I go most games if you can, um, what's it called, go for, of course. But like I said, depending on matchups and stuff, you might alter with certain boots and items. But pretty much that's it, guys. I will say, in terms of levels, by the way, always max your W first. Even if you're in a melee matchup, I will still say take Rake, because you have minion DMAT, so you might as well just level up this to level 9 every single game. Q, then E, then your ultimate. Summoners, like I said before, TP Ignite is how I do my playstyle, because Ignite for pressure, TP to just make sure you have that wave control and XP control. And for me, because I played jungle when I started playing ranked early in the season, I've kind of gotten used without playing Flash. But if you're a new Talon player, you should probably stick with Flash just so you can at least learn the combos with it and feel comfortable. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. There's not much to explain. If you have any sorts of comments or anything that I missed out, please let me know in the comment section below. But like I said before at the start of the video, this is just an end of season guide. This is not really, an in-depth complete guide or whatever. I will make that once preseason starts, okay? But with that being said though, guys, expect more videos soon. My name is Trizzy. Leave a like, subscribe. Have a wonderful day now, you all, and I'm out. Peace. Yo guys, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to follow my Instagram at Trizzy. And with that being said, have a wonderful day, natural, and I'm out. Peace.